Welcome. This is our first podcast doing our gaming wrap-up from the weekend. And this week we'll be talking about our 4th edition epic campaign. This is RPGDad.
RPGNate.
RPGGEM.
So RPGNate, why don't you tell them about what the campaign is?
Well, it's called the Kingdom of Ghouls. They've just finished Death's Reach last week, 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks because we took a week off.
Yeah. They have been taking the monsters down a lot easier than I'd expect.
Well, I think part of it is the characters that we have. Just back to the modules, this is an E series. It's a 4th edition series. E1 was Death's Reach. Right now we're in E2 Kingdom of Ghouls. They're all 4th edition modules. If you enjoy 4th edition and you want to play some epic campaigning, it's a lot of fun. So I can highly recommend getting them. Now, as for the party and characters, I have the Drow Charging Thief at level 24. What do you have?
Drow Executioner.
Mm-hmm. And you're also level 24. What else?
We have the Psychotic Dwarf Barbarian, who threatens to rip people's arms off and beat them to death with it.
Exactly. Of course, ripping their arms off, I guess he forgets, would probably kill them, but, you know.
Whatever. We have the Wizard. I'm not sure what race.
I'm not sure either.
And a Druid.
I think the Druid may be human. And
I think the Druid's an elf.
Okay, an elf druid.
Either an elf or a human.
Okay, and then we have the Deva Artificer.
Yes.
Who's our main healer. Really our only healer at the time.
And then we had a Warforged Rune Priest Warden that subbed in today.
Yeah, our regular table is either 5 or 6 players. Depends if our RPGGEM plays or not. She makes our 6th. We ended up having somebody pop in and play. And I had told RPGNate to go ahead and build something out, so he built out. And for some reason, he just has this thing for those Warforged
tanks.
What is it?
Rune Priest Warden.
Yeah, Rune Priest Warden.
It's an ultimate tank, though. If you damage them, they can heal themselves back up.
Well, you picked that up after I had that Warden build for the one.
I picked that
Lair
up
Assault.
before.
I had the Lair Assault where I made the Warden that nobody could hit. It was awesome. Everybody hated that character.
I've been playing that for a lot longer than that.
But anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the gaming for the day. So, what did we do? 4 encounters?
Yes.
What was the first encounter?
When you got ambushed.
Ambush.
In the shop.
Okay. Yeah, we were in the shop, and the mage was doing a ritual.
Yeah.
To, I guess, go where we needed to go.
I did play that a bit wrong. It was supposed to disrupt the ritual, but, whatever.
Well, it didn't disrupt the ritual, and it didn't matter. We have enough money, we could start it over again, so...
Yeah.
I've got my ridiculously wealthy and overpowered character, which I've kind of broken the game, but it's fun.
You haven't really broken the game. I've been the one that broke it for you.
Well, honestly, the thief build, when you make a charger and you have all that roundabout charge and stuff like that, which I put up one of my older D&D posts was my thief charger that we used for, what was the campaign before that?
Tomb of Horrors.
Tomb of Horrors. It slaughtered all the way through. I mean, who was the very last guy who's supposed to be big? We took him down in no time. It was like less than 15 minutes of combat when everybody got through their rounds. So, I mean, at this point, we have 2 chargers in the party, and, I mean, the one big guy that we fought this weekend, or was supposed to be big, I hit him for about 100 points, the charger hit him, and I put the, that backstab power where they get or the sneak attack where you can deal my 5d8 of sneak attack damage, and he critted.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
He ended up around 100.
Really, by the time I was done, I had dealt 140 points because of that damage from my sneak attack to the next player. So, I mean, it's ridiculous. That thing went down before everybody got to do a turn, I think.
Yeah.
And then it was awesome because the mage, there were so many minions in these encounters this weekend. And what's the powers he's using?
He's using Arc Lightning.
Well, it's not Arc Lightning.
Or Chain Lightning.
Chain Lightning, yeah. He hits 1 or 2 main beasts, and then everything else gets hit in the room.
Everything within a 20 square radius gets hit.
It's awesome when you've got a room full of these annoying little minions, and he just wiped them out. Every time he left 1 or 2, but he hit every other one. And the thing that cracked me up is how many crits did he roll on those minion rolls?
In the second encounter of the day, he rolled...
It was like 3?
Yeah, 3.
And then he rolled 2 more on the other minions. And I'm like, oh my god. And it was that dice. They gave you that collector's die for Storm over Neverwinter.
Yeah.
And he was playing that, and he just kept critting the hell out of it. And to me, I kept getting critical misses with that thing. It was like it was plagued.
Yeah. Well, plagued for you, not quite plagued for him.
And did you try your new collector's die?
No, last time I tried it, it really, no.
You should just keep rolling that pink die that gave you the 6 crits in a row.
But now when I roll it, it just gives me 1s, so I can't really do much with that. That's
okay. But yeah, the first encounter was and it was funny because we set it up. We decided to go to your guy, your NPC that you love, his shop, and that worked out in our favor because I mean you have this overpowered. What level is he?
30.
It's 33, 34, and 35, I think.
So, I mean, he's got these NPCs that are just deathly overpowered, dealing like 200 points of damage each on these things.
Well, no, the Lich is the lowest damage of them all.
But your one big guy just myrtleized everything.
Because he has a triple attack.
Yeah, I think you need to rebuild him. He's too overpowered.
Yeah, I realize that.
He could take... I don't know why we're even doing the campaign. If those guys were around, they could go deal with Orcus in 1 round, probably.
Well, you know. I'm probably going to change the power used up a bit because it was 3 attacks. I didn't specify. I'm going to specify 3 attacks against 3 different creatures.
But yeah, we were in the shop and it made that first encounter between Will wiping out all the minions.
Well, no, Will couldn't do anything because he was.
Oh, that's right. It was the one right after that where he did it.
Yeah.
But between the charging. RPGGEM was doing awesome. She had some damage that she did for the one attack when she stuck her assassin strike in. She ended up doing like 60 points of damage. I wish she had more than one of them, but you know it does good when you have to use it. The Warforged was having problems. He couldn't hit.
Well, the Warforged was absorbing damage like he was supposed to, though.
Yeah, but I mean, we wiped that out quick. We can, usually. You would figure you're not going to get through 4 or 5 encounters, but we get through a ton every weekend. But the first one, I was glad he didn't get interrupted. You let him do the saves and all.
Yeah.
But we killed him off so quick. It wasn't like they were going to really do anything to anybody. They didn't even hit him once, did they?
Who?
Will? I think they hit him once for like 14 points.
I hit him twice, and he saved both times.
But it was. It was a fun encounter. It was a little silly having all those NPCs in there. I think you need to work on that. Second encounter was what?
The second encounter was when you went to see Voken.
Oh, the guy, the crazy guy.
The crazy guy.
Yeah, the whole thing we were at the shop for was to have an oracle answer some questions.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell them about that?
Well, they were flipping out because the book specifically said he didn't know some things, and that they had to go talk to a guy, and he's like reading the rules, and he's like, but it says that the Oracle knows everything.
Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like is when module overrides something. I mean, that is a specific ritual, and it says that Oracle knows the answers to everything. Even if somebody's dead, the fact that they knew it, the Oracle would know it, so it should answer the question. And then they put that in there, that caveat that it doesn't know everything. It's like, yes, it does. But, we let it go, and we went and found the guy.
Yeah. And even if it did.
But I thought the guy was a bad guy, so that's why I didn't bother defending him. That's why I'm up on the roof, and I started attacking the archers up there.
Yeah. You thought he was a bad guy?
I thought he was a bad guy. Why else would, that's why I would know what's going on with the bad guys.
No.
You never said he wasn't a bad guy. Well, I planned to go there and attack and then kill him after we got the information out.
Well, But then he ended up being crazy because the wizard ended up asking him a question, and he's just talking about random things.
Like blue butterflies. That's the one thing.
Yeah, I was like, butterfly. I saw a butterfly yesterday. It was blue. And they were just like, okay.
We're like, what the hell? And then we're like, is this guy crazy?
A couple questions later, they started catching on, and they're like, is he crazy? And then somebody finally rolls an insight, and he's like, yes, he is batshit crazy.
Yeah, he was totally insane. But we got what we wanted out of him, and I guess the problem was the people that attacked worked for
Vecna.
Vecna, and Vecna wanted him killed. Like, what was this guy?
He used to work for Vecna, but I guess he betrayed him somehow.
And Vecna made him nuts.
Yes.
So I guess that tells our party don't piss off Vecna.
Yeah.
But as we're killing these guys that came to attack this guy, they were there because Vecna wanted this thing dead. One of them said, you got to kill this guy or Vecna will be pissed off.
Yeah.
And so we did. We got what we wanted out of him, and we put him out of his crazy misery. Or I did.
Yeah. You don't want two gods on you. Considering Orcus is angry at you, everybody's angry at you,
Well, Orcus is, the Raven Queen should be happy with us.
Yeah.
And Vecna should be happy with us because he was teamed up with a Raven Queen in the last one.
Yeah.
But, it was nuts.
But considering you went on Vecna's orders to see the Raven Queen, you kind of... That's why I read the text.
Okay.
Because it's all a link, and all these campaigns are linking together.
Yeah. But,
What was the third encounter?
Oh, the third encounter, that's when we talked our way through.
Yeah.
Yes.
When we get to, we found out that the people who were being kidnapped, which the whole gist of this, we went someplace and there are people just disappearing. And now we found out that they're going through here and they're being sold either as slaves or sacrifices or something like that. And so we were trying to track down where the people are being taken. And so we found out where they were going. Where was it?
It was called the drop point by the guy.
Yeah, so it was kind of like a shipping area where they dropped them off. But we get there, and we decided we're going to try to talk our way through it. And we used our standard line when we came up, since these guys are all Orcus followers, hail Orcus. And we managed to con them into the idea that we were there to inspect the merchandise coming through. And they're like, well, it left 2 days ago. And so we just gave them a hard time and bluffed our way through without rolling die, which was really nice.
Yeah.
We just bluffed our way through that we were there representing Orcus, and we're supposed to be inspecting these things. We report directly to him, and we kind of scared the pants off the people there. It looked like there were a bunch of minions anyway, and one elf there that probably might have been hard to fight, but we talked our way through it, which was amusing.
Yeah.
But then we had to go down a well to another room below, I guess, to talk to whoever the elf superior was.
Yeah. And the thing was, they had talked their way through it. But then they made the mistake.
No, we didn't make a mistake. Tell us what happened, RPG Gem.
Well, there was gold in the room, which it's money. So I said, well, Orcus also told us to take that money with us. And then they're just like, I'm doubting you. What else happened?
Yeah, they didn't buy any of it. You're sitting there arguing with them about the gold. I tried to talk him into it, saying, yeah, he needs the gold for his priests and the bribe officials and this stuff. But, we went too far when we wanted that gold, and it really wasn't worth it. It was only $500,000 gold when we were done.
But I got a painting.
Yeah, you got a painting. You got an object of art out of it worth 50,000 gold. Big whoop. And I say that, with most campaigns, but I've built this character since, early levels, and now she pretty much has an empire bringing in money. The one guy at the table keeps saying there's no reason for her to adventure. Well, there is. She just, is doing her thing.
And she enjoys it. I mean, why wouldn't you do something you enjoy?
She enjoys going out and killing people.
Yeah.
And Nate,
That's kind of psychotic.
And RPGNate already said, I've tried to keep her neutral, and he said I pretty much converted to evil now.
Yeah, so he's changing his alignment next time he goes on to the character builder.
But, my ultimate goal is godhood anyway, so...
And whatever the Invoker was, he's pretty much evil now, considering he has the ray that he got.
Yeah, now that he's converting things to zombies, yeah, he's headed down that road as well.
Yeah. He now has 3 abyssal ghouls, one of which is large, because he killed a large creature with it. And I figured, you're rising something as a ghoul is going to be the same size as it was when it died.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If you're a necromancer, you're evil. And people out there listening may disagree, but if you're a necromancer, you're evil.
You're twisting the fabrics of what's supposed
Well,
to
you're
be.
taking something against their will and turning it into something they wouldn't want to be in the first place. So you are evil if you're a necromancer.
Yeah.
You know, just get over it. That's the way it is.
Now,
But-
druids, they're not quite evil. They're just about balance and pets and stuff like that.
But it was funny because what was the creature in the basement?
Naogi.
Yeah, the Neogi's like, you know, prove that you represent Orcus. So what does our artificer do? One of the humans that's standing there, he zaps them with his what is it? It's a bow that does...
It's well, they went to this gnome guy and made it, and they paid him a lot of money.
I paid him a lot of money.
Yeah, they paid him like 15 million in total by the end for like 4 people. But they in the end they ended up having a beholder's eyes imbued into different objects.
For me, it was my laser crossbow.
Yeah, he has a death ray now.
Yeah, now it does. It's a death ray doing 4d8 necrotic damage. Plus, after 2 saves, they're just dead.
But because of this, I had to start modifying it and making it so it had a recharge. So that
But
it's
anyway,
not
what's
doing-
the artificer's weapon do?
The artificer's weapon is necrotic damage versus fortitude, and if he kills them, they turn into an abyssal ghoul. I modified it because it was originally a horde ghoul, which is a level 13 creature and is absolutely useless to everything.
Well, they're all pretty useless. They're still 1-point minions, but it's just amusing because he turns to one of the humans and goes zap, kills them, and there's a ghoul. And here the Neogi goes, "Oh, so you do have the gift," and looked at me and I said, "Well, my gift is death." And what did you say, RPG Gem?
I said my gift is stabby stabby.
Yeah, there's the psychotic executioner that uses a crossbow. Says stabby stabby, but that's okay.
What?
That was carrying over from our druid last encounter season.
Yeah, last encounter season 2, randomly jump on things and stabby them.
She nearly got arrested at one point.
Yeah. But we were definitely the evil party in that encounter session too. Except for
The druid? I think the druid is pretty...
You were the druid.
You were the druid.
Oh, wait. I thought you were talking about this encounter. I'm sorry.
No.
This encounters the druid is still...
She's remaining neutral.
Yeah. The wizard is kind
I think he's heading down that path.
Why?
Well, he had no problem. It was funny, in the encounter where we were supposed to go get the crazy guy, what did I do? I went to, like, the slums, and I hired a bunch of people, because we also asked the Oracle, will there be an ambush? And he said yes. So I said, all right, I'll be back in a little while. And I went off on my own, and I paid a bunch of homeless slum people 10 gold apiece and dressed them up so they look like us and sent them in to talk to the guy and act like they're us. And what happened? They all got killed. But that let us set up our ambush, get our surprise round, and start attacking the bad guys.
Yeah, that was funny. That was evil.
That's definitely when you said your alignment's now evil, which was hilarious.
Yeah, and the artificer was arguing with them, "You're evil," and now I've just went.
And the artificer had no problem either. He's converting things into ghouls. I'm using
Death Ray,
and just talking people into going to their death. You know, paying them, and then of course I took the money off their dead bodies because they didn't need it anymore.
Nope.
But we're definitely turning into the evil party.
Yeah. Why you're evil? The Raven Queen probably doesn't like the artificer anymore, but considering she's bringing things back from the dead.
Yep.
You know.
So I'm just sending things to their death, but I'm sure she's not pleased with me.
No.
But it was a lot of fun. The last encounter was the Neogi.
Yeah.
And that went entirely too quick. Like I said, my charge dealt close to 100 points. I gave the power, and the next person that used it critted. It was our charging dwarf, and he ended up dealing a buttload of damage. And then it just came down to Will the mage wiping out all of the minions but one. He always leaves one. I don't know what happens.
He left 2.
He left 2 that time.
Yeah.
But, it was a room full of them, and he got all of them. It was like 10 minions, and he got 8 of them and just wiped them.
Well, one of them was already turned, and then 2 more, and then you killed the other one, and he ended up killing the other. It would have been hilarious if you would have turned the Neogi into a ghoul.
Yeah, we're gonna have such an overpowered, crazy party. It's ridiculous. We're gonna waltz through this. I think some things like that Naogi, you should have buffed it up a little bit because it went down. It should have taken at least 2 rounds.
I didn't think you would have done that. I didn't think that was gonna happen.
Well, I never do that anymore because I use that Eldritch sword. This time I charged and I stood right beside it and I said, just make sure you come in, get combat advantage. You get free 5d8. And, it went against my standard gameplay of be 5 away on my charge and then shift. So I'm never really in the fight. But
I didn't expect that to happen.
I decided to do that, and it just killed everything.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the fact that, we spent maybe 20 minutes arguing with the people upstairs and role-playing our way down. And then we spent another 15, 20 minutes arguing with people downstairs, and we got the information we needed. And then RPGGEM starts with the, give me all your money. And that, the Naogi started getting attitudinal, and that's when I said, all right, screw it. And I went ahead, I used my move action, charged, and took care of it.
Well, when you're talking about gold to a cult that doesn't care because they're planning on just destroying the world in the first place, they don't need it.
So we learned our lesson. When we're talking to people that are under the employ of Orcus, or probably when we run into ghouls in the future, they don't care about money, and they're going to think anybody who follows them doesn't care about money.
I'm still going to get my money.
You have money coming in. You've got a shop.
I don't care. It's awesome getting more money.
But now
you're part owner in the armory and the inn. You've got a ton of money coming in.
Yeah. But now they have, now he's officially building his own city, like an inland city, not on an island.
Yeah, I had 30 million spare gold laying around, so I'm building a city with it.
Granted, it's probably going to take a bit more than that. I got to look that up, figure it all out. But
it'll get it started.
Yeah. He's going to funnel some money through the Lich and get some people paid.
Yep.
To speed it up.
So, but anyway, that's just more of our character building, and once we get to 30, this character's retiring.
Yeah.
Permanently.
And then we got to start at level 1 again.
Yep. But anyway, that was our wrap up from the second week of play for our, and we didn't do a podcast, and I really didn't write anything up before. And we're a day late on the podcast. Sorry about that. We were, life kind of got in the way yesterday. We had a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah.
But we will be regularly doing it on Mondays on our follow-up from Sunday. We are not playing this coming week, but we'll do a weekend wrap-up of what's the thing that we're doing. It's that big thing we're talking about that
dungeon crawl.
Yeah, the dungeon crawl that'll be 5th edition that will generate characters for this week and go through that where every table's playing the same thing. You just have different entry points.
Yeah,
I'll be running that one. It looks like a lot of fun,
except for the array that they're trying to force you to use.
Yeah, the array pisses me off, but that's another thing altogether. We're not going to talk about that. So next week on Monday, our podcast will be about the dungeon crawl for the weekend.
Yes. Well, wait, this weekend the dungeon crawl is?
It's this coming weekend, yes.
Oh, okay.
So next weekend we'll do our 5th edition dungeon crawl and prepare for the next encounter session. There will be fourth level characters, so RPGGEM will be playing with us on Saturday. And then we'll be... I still want to play 4th edition on the next encounter session, but if everybody has their 4th level 5th edition characters and they really want to do it, then maybe we'll do it. They'll have to talk me into it. But I've got to print out all the 5th edition rules for the weekend and figure out how to generate characters again, which you should know how to, because you got it down where you can do it in 5 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much.
But that's it. We're going to wrap it up here. Comments below if you want. We may put this up on YouTube. If we do, it'll be on the RPG Gang YouTube channel. We're splitting our channels in two. We're gonna have the gaming channel,
yep, and
the RPG Gang channel, which for stuff like this and for our vlog, for D&D stuff and things like that we'll do. We'll probably also do a vlog for the gaming as well. I want to start doing gaming reviews. We just got our green screen hung today.
Yep.
Got to I've got to steam it to get the creases out, and we need to prep the lighting because that really has to be lighted very evenly for it to work.
Yep.
But I'm pretty excited about that. You have anything you want to say? They shook their head no, so I guess that's it.
I don't believe so.
So we'll wrap it up with this. We'll see you next Monday. We'll talk about the dungeon crawl, and then
Actually, we'll see you Thursday, won't we?
Yeah, well, Thursday we'll have, well, for this podcast, the weekend wrap-up. We'll
Yeah.
see you next Monday. And then be sure to check in Thursday for our Encounters wrap-up. This week it should be brief because it's just going to be character generation. Maybe we'll talk about some of the 5th edition changes. I'm a little disappointed that they didn't do what they said they were going to do with the new update.
What were they saying they were going to do?
We'll talk about that Thursday.
All right.
You know, they were supposed to fix some characters that they broke in the last one, and they didn't do it. But I've got to double check and look, and we'll see. But we'll see you Thursday. It'll be our next podcast talking about character generation. Maybe talk a little about the setup for the campaign coming up. And then we'll see you next Monday for this podcast number 2 for our weekend wrap-up. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.
Signing off.